Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. The European Recovery Fund has been greeted with euphoria by markets. Macro analysts, investment banks are all talking about a project that is actually very exciting because it can deliver a very rapid recovery with high growth, high job creation and productivity improvements. Also, the fact that it is geared towards the green initiatives seems to be one of the more important reasons to be happy about it. Why do we need to be cautious then? Well, the reason why we need to be cautious is fundamentally because we have experienced in the past numerous examples of these types of plans that have not worked and in some cases have backfired. If we go to 2009, the European Union launched its massive jobs and growth plan. It was more than 1.5% of GDP, and it was estimated to improve the growth of the European Union economy by up to 2% per annum and create millions of jobs. Not only it did not achieve that level of growth, but the Eurozone and the European Union saw a much deeper crisis in 2011 that evolved into a financial crisis and a wider and more problematic slowdown both in competitiveness and in productivity. We have other examples as well. We have the example of the Juncker Plan. The Juncker Plan was launched to be the engine of growth of the European Union. It mobilized more than 300 billion euro of investments that were supposed to improve as well competitiveness, growth and job creation. And what we saw actually was that the Eurozone slowdown accelerated. And we also witnessed that most of the projects that were included in the Juncker Plan did not generate an economic real return and definitely not one above cost of capital. Further examples. We have the green directives and the green initiatives. We saw in Germany how the energy vendor rose massively the bills of households while at the same time not generating the levels of job creation that were initially estimated. And the energy vendor, an increase in household electricity bills has been one of the big problems of getting the German economy back on track before COVID-19. So we need to be extremely cautious. And the reason why we need to be extremely cautious is simply because experience tells us that these plans that tend to be politically directed, that tend to be very oriented to politically favored sectors, they do two things. No? On one side, most of the grants will go to sectors that already had overcapacity, that already had significant troubles in 2019. We're talking about sectors like the steel industry, aluminium, like airlines, like autos, and the industries in general that have been suffering the most, which were also industries that had quite a level of overcapacity and quite significant challenges of earnings growth and margin generation. As such, if you place all that effort into those sectors, it is very unlikely that more investments are going to come, definitely job creation, because those already had overcapacity in the past. Second, the green initiatives come at the same time as you include measures to reduce demand, big taxes, high increases in burdens for demand growth, which will likely hinder growth at the same time as increasing the level of exposure to sectors that were already thriving. No? Additionally, what we need to be aware of is that the support for governments is going to go fundamentally as well to current spending. So current spending and overcapacity sectors altogether, very unlikely to drive innovation, very unlikely to drive growth, very unlikely to drive competitiveness or a significant improvement in productivity. But there's also an important factor, is that at the same time, there will be massive tax increases on the highest productivity sectors. So while you bail out the past, on the other hand, you're going to basically massively increase taxes on those sectors that could actually invest in research and development, in technology and innovation, in disruptive technologies, and different sectors that were actually doing well in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. So it is a massive transfer to the past in order to preserve some level of industrial and administrative situation that will massively increase the support for government spending. Current spending will rise dramatically. All of that help will go to sectors that have already overcapacity, plus government's heavy spending, and the sectors that could actually lead the growth and the improvement of the growth pattern of the European Union are likely to be the ones that get the big increases in taxes. So we need to be cautious. We need to be cautious about these plans. We have the example of the past, and we know that politically directed stimulus plans never work. Thank you very much. Thanks for following my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and continue the dialogue. Keep defending freedom. Thank you very much.